Hey all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another in my series that I've been calling Use It or Lose It. So this year I have been doing a whole lot of declutters. I'm really trying to make my makeup collection something that really excites me again and get rid of the stuff that is no longer serving me. So I have been giving a lot away to family and friends. I currently have bags sitting right off camera labeled for each one of my friends because I will just send them a picture and I'm like, look, I'm giving all this away. Please take it away from me and quickly. But there are so many things that as I've been doing these declutters, they have survived declutter after declutter because I can't get rid of them. Yet a lot of them really aren't being used a whole lot. So what's the point of continually keeping them if I'm not going to use them? So in this series, and to be fair, it's only the second one in the series, I'm pretty much shopping my stash. I'm going to show me kind of going through my collection and picking out certain things. I haven't picked out anything yet that really hasn't been getting enough use. And if I'm not loving it once I try it again, it needs to go. I just want to clear stuff out of my collection that is no longer sparking joy in the Marie Kondo sense of the word. I am a makeup collector. I do enjoy collecting makeup, but again, if it's just sitting there, just what is the point? So if this is your first time to my channel, hi, my name is Linda. I'm a cruelty-free beauty YouTuber. I always want to help you decide whether or not makeup, skincare, hair care products are worth your money, whether they're drugstore priced or luxury high-end makeup. I just want you to spend your money wisely. But also this year, 2022, I am doing my very first low buy year. So I am being really careful about what I bring into my collection, and if something new is coming into my collection, I really want it to, again, spark joy or be something that fills a void in my collection. Like if I don't have any fluorescent hot pink glittery shadow and I see one that I want, by the way, that's something that I'm probably never going to gravitate towards, is hot pink glittery. That's not me. But still, I'm just being more careful about what I bring into my collection. I'm decluttering a lot of it, getting ready for a move. So I want to take you along on that journey with me. If that's something you're into as you're watching this video, I would love if you'd subscribe and become a part of the Rockstar fam. As a last little message before we get started, I don't know about any of you, but as we're nearing the end of summer and we are beginning to get those fall vibes as we are jumping into spooky season, my sinuses are pissed off. I know so many people get their allergies when spring is in full bloom and everything's blooming and the flowers and the trees. For me, it's the end of summer, beginning of fall that I am the worst. So forgive me if I sound like I have concrete in my sinuses, because I do. Now, let's go shopping in my stash. I do want to say that a lot of the items I have are discontinued. So if I wind up picking something that's discontinued, I would say I'm sorry, but to be honest, it's something that I want to do. I want to be using the good stuff and not saving it for a rainy day or something like that. I want to be using and loving everything that's in my collection. So if it is discontinued, I will list that in the description box down below. I will let you know here, but let's go shopping. Okay, I've mentioned it before, but this is where I keep all of my makeup. It is in an Alex drawer, just like so many other makeup hoarders. And you might notice I did clean this after the last video. So let's go ahead and start with primers and foundations. This is where I keep the majority of it. I do have some in here as well, just in this little area, but I think I'm gonna try to stick up here. I don't have too many primers, to be honest. Do I have any more primers down here? I'm not really, you know what? I don't use this one really. So let's go ahead and try this. This is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. That'll be my face primer for the day. And as far as foundations, I don't hoard a whole lot of foundations. This is just my sunblock, but I don't hoard a whole lot of foundations if I'm not using them. But you know what, let's go with this because I haven't used this in forever. So this is the Merit, what are these called? This is the Perfecting Complexion Stick by Merit, and it is a stick foundation, but I just really don't use it enough. We're gonna give this a try. All right, moving on. As for concealer, I have two concealers, and I will admit I don't want to use this one today. So I do have the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. This is very full coverage, and I only keep this in here for when I want to do full coverage looks. I do use this, but I'm just not going to use it today. The other one that I have, you're going to be grossed out by it, but it's okay. The Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. The reason I say you might be grossed out by this is because this has been discontinued right before it was discontinued, I bought, I think, 4 of them. And this is my very last one. I only opened it fairly recently. It has not gone bad, but this is discontinued, but that's what I'll use today. And I'm gonna wait and come back to this because this is my highlighter drawer, but we're gonna go into these 2 drawers have eyeshadow palettes. So let's see. And I really wanna focus on using something I have not used a whole lot recently. You know what? This is one that I just talked about that I have not used enough that I want to use more. I have not used Smoke Session by Melt. I've used this like twice, I think, and I don't want to just keep it because I am a collector of Melt palettes. And I know I didn't even go into the second drawer, but we're going to use some Smoke Sessions today. Again, this is also eyeshadow palettes, so we don't need to go in there. Forgive the squeaking sound too. I don't know if everybody who has Alex drawers has that, but in this drawer, let's see. Let's look at, I mean, these mascaras, I don't have that many, but you know what? Let's also use the Merit mascara because maybe I'll wind up getting rid of this. Who knows? But this is a tubing mascara, I believe. I will correct myself if I am wrong there, but let's use the Merit. And as for eyeliners, I don't know what look I'm doing, so I'll kind of come back to that. But I do use a lot of these, and I don't use a lot of these. You know what I mean? Like, I don't use a ton of them, but we'll come back to this drawer. Now, my eyebrows, I already did do my eyebrows because I use everything in here, and I don't have much. This is my entire eyebrow collection, is this tiny little container. Gel liner, we'll come back to that if I need to. But lips, like, oh no, this isn't even lips. This is like my loose shadows and my glitters. I feel like I should be using something from every drawer, but I'm going to not use this drawer today because I just want to focus on that palette for the day. And we'll come back and we will look through this drawer. This is my lip drawer. Once I figure out what my look is kind of feeling, and I'm gonna do the same with blush and highlighter. But one additional thing that I can do, so again, I'm gonna be coming back for my blush and highlighter because I really want it to match the look, but this bronzer keeps surviving declutters and I want to use it. If it's not gonna serve me, then I wanna get rid of it, especially because look at the size of this. But this is the iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powder, and this is light bronze. It's good from what I remember, but we're gonna give that a shot. And also powders, I've mentioned this before, I only have 2. I have the Kosas Cloud Set and I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. So today, I think because I have kind of a heavier foundation, I'm just gonna use, oh nope, that's the bronzer. I'm gonna use the Cloud Set powder. Okay, so I know I didn't pick everything yet, but I want the blush and lipstick to actually kind of match whatever look I'm doing. So that's why I wanted to start with this stuff. But again, for my face, let's start with the primer. So we have the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I remember liking this, but it's not a dewy primer. And I usually go for like really dewy primers like the Auric Glow Lust or the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is not meant to be dewy at all, but it does feel good. I mean, it looks like marshmallow. It really, really does. And it tastes like marshmallow. I haven't tasted it. I'm just kidding. Don't eat your makeup. So let's see. I do like the feel of this, though. It does feel very moisturizing, which is nice. And it doesn't feel too heavy. It doesn't feel too sticky. That's, I guess, the thing that maybe I'm sort of on the fence about, is it kind of just feels like another moisturizer, which I don't necessarily mind, but you know, it is what it is. It also kind of doesn't feel like it sets down. So I don't know how I feel about that. And I mean, yes, again, it feels very moisturizing, which is nice, but I have moisturizers to do that. With a face primer, I want it to feel like it's gonna hold my makeup on longer, and this I'm not so sure about. But again, we're gonna try this with the Merit stick. Now, I really liked this when I started using it, especially because of how buildable it is. You can do a pretty light coverage, or you can work this up to an almost full coverage, which is kind of cool in my eyes. And it was not pulling, you know, super drying. So the color that I have is Linen. I'm gonna go ahead and just stripe up my face a bit, curl my mustache. And then I'm gonna use the Merit brush that was meant to go with it. I believe this is just called the #1 brush. And I'm just gonna start kind of buffing that into my skin. All right, so the color is a little bit light for my summer skin, but I feel like you can tell how much of a glow this still gives, and I don't think that's the primer. This is the foundation. It is a really, gosh, I forgot how much I really love the finish of this. It is very skin-like. And you can see I put on a light layer and you can still see freckles through. You can still see a couple of like my sunspots and, you know, I mean, even to be honest, you can still see a little bit of dark under eye circles, but I really do feel like it does a great job of evening out the skin, but still keeping that glow. And you can tell, like, you know, I didn't put any on my eyelids, but I feel like it's a really good skin-like finish. I forgot how pleasant this is. Ugh, very little is going to cover up the red on my nose today because of how bad I've been like sneezing and everything like that, but I'll try to add just a little bit more. This brush with this foundation is lovely. Okay, so there's the Merit foundation all blended in. I forgot how much I really like this. I really like this because, again, it feels still like my skin. It feels like I'm wearing nothing, but at the same time, like, it evens everything out, but it keeps that glow and it feels moisturizing. I do really like this foundation. I forgot about that. Again, this is a tiny bit light for me for my summer skin. I might go and just buy this in the next deeper shade, but no, I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna be a pale egg in like a month, so why should I do that? But this finish though, like, this is my ideal finish. I want to see glow coming through, but it doesn't look greasy at all. I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. I've been applying just a very little bit of concealer lately, like pretty much on any blemishes and discolorations, but that's it. Like, I've stopped doing the huge like vroom, vroom, and like stripey out here. And I'm just going to kind of let that set for a second, and then my face will warm it up a bit and it'll make it easier to blend. So I'm just going to let that sit. Blending that out gently with a sponge. And then I'm going to go ahead and set some bits with my Cloud Set powder. You can see, like, I've really, really hit pan on this. I really love this powder still. And honestly, like, I will probably wind up repurchasing this when it's gone. So I use not a lot of powder at all. So you're just going to see me kind of gently patting where I think I need it, where it might go away quicker, or where my foundation might go away quicker, or where my pores look larger. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Gosh, this is easy so far. For eye primer, I'm just using what's left of this tiny little tube of Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I think it's okay. This has never been my favorite eye primer, but I definitely don't hate it. It's just like, I'm just using it up, to be honest, before buying something new. It does do a decent job, though, of like canceling out a lot of the red tones, as you can see. Okay, let's go on to Smoke Session. So if you haven't seen this palette, it is so beautiful. So yes, you do have all of these like teals and greens, which, you know me, I love me a teal and green, but you also have these like grungy kind of brownish greens over here. And this, obviously, this bright gold. I think I would like to try a smoky eye in these colors right here and see if I can create a whole look with those, because I am so attracted to this color, which is just this, it's kind of hard to see. It almost looks like brown on the camera, but it's very dark, kind of khaki green. And I want to see what I can do with that. So this is definitely going to just be a smoky situation today. My door is rattling because the kittens are right outside, like, let us in, let us in. All right, so I'm going to start by dipping into Sour Diesel and running that through the crease. This is the darkest color, and I usually don't start with the darkest color, but you know what, we're going to try it today. Today's all about trying and making sure that I like these enough to keep them. The pigment on this color is great. Like, the color is so unique to anything that I have, where like it almost looks black, and then when you're up close, it's definitely got those green undertones, and oh, it's such a good color. And I know it's only the first color I'm using in the palette, but the quality of this is so good. I think so far I've only used like a couple of these colors, and I've just really, really needed to use this more because I love the look of it. Whew, that's looking crazy right now, but we're gonna work on it, don't worry. I feel like I should also mention that I'm filming this at 8:30 a.m. on a Sunday. This is not exactly a Sunday at 8:30 a.m. look, is it? I'm taking a clean brush and just kind of blending that out, but I have just been back to loving a dark smoky eye. I go through little phases, but I am in that phase right now. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that so far. I'm also going to try to go into Space Queen, which is a dark, almost like blue leaning color. So I'm just tapping off a bunch of that. I'm just going to pat that right here, just to kind of bump up the color a little bit. Ooh, yeah. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that little addition just really helped to... Wow, that's a really cool combo. It makes it like super smoky, like not just like I'm calling it, you know, a smoky eye, but it makes it look like smoke. I always have to remember that doing a smoky eye is one of those like trust the process type things, because it starts off looking like a shit show. Also, if you're seeing a little bald spot there, if you've watched my channel before, you might know that I have a little scar right here. So a lot of eyeshadow doesn't really stick to it. And that is not a fault of the eyeshadow palette. That is always just a fault of my flesh. Okay, I decided to go with a little bit of NYX glitter glue before applying any of these shimmers, because they look pretty intense and I want them to show up as intense as possible. So I'm just putting this on the inner part of my eyelid. What do I want to use today? I think I want to use Black Widow, because this is a green leaning gold and it looks so freaking pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brush. Ooh, that looks beautiful. Let's see. Oh, my heart, my heart. Oh my gosh, this color, this freaking color, Black Widow is what it's called. Okay, we're fine. We're good. We're fine. You guys, I might have found a new favorite eyeshadow. I'm dead serious, because this color is so grungy looking right off the bat. It is that green base, dark, smoky, gold green stunningness. Like instant smoky eye, instant beautifulness, and it makes my eyes look crazy blue because the gold goes against the blue of my eyes, and it's just like, oh my goodness, I'm in love. I'm in absolute love. And I used 3 colors for this. 3. You know what? Let's go for a 4th color. I'm going to take a tiny bit of Granddaddy on a pencil brush, and I'm just going to put that right in the very, very inner part here. Now, a lot of shadow does not stick very well to my inner corner, but that adds a nice little pop of gold there too. Ooh, that's like, this one's definitely leaning more towards a true gold, but there is still that green tinge to it. Oh, I like that. Okay. It's very subtle, but I kind of dig it. But that main color is just giving me life. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going back into Sour Diesel, and I'm just going to run this kind of close to my lower lashes, because running this, as much as I love when people wear makeup and it's like all the way down smoky, that doesn't look great on me. Okay, wow. Because this is already so smoky, I think I just want to go with black on my waterline and tightline as well. And I'm picking up a black pencil that I just don't use often, but I seem to remember liking for the waterline. And this is by Queen. It's Qveen, and the color is... I don't know if Dragon Liner is the name of the pencil or if it's the name of the color, but I mean, it's a black pencil. So again, I'm just running this on my tightline. Also on my waterline, and yeah, this is actually going on pretty easily. Okay, I'm taking a tiny brush and I'm actually going back into Sour Diesel yet again, and I'm going to use this to kind of set that liner and smudge it out a little bit into the lash line so it blends a little better. Yeah, there we go. I feel like that kind of helps everything get a little more connected. I am loving this so far. I really hope the mascara doesn't just ruin things, but I feel like mascara is not one of those things that, you know, ruins an entire look often. So we will see. But I am going in with the Merit Perfect Black Lengthening Mascara. I feel like this look would look better with a thickening mascara, but I really, again, I want to use this or lose it. So I am just going to start with one coat and see how I like it. All right, I remember this mascara now. So this is a very pretty natural mascara. If you are looking for just like every day, you know, if you have to go into the office or school or whatever you might have to do, this is a very natural looking mascara. I want to see what it looks like when I layer it. Oh, it looks really good on my lower lashes though. Let's go ahead and layer a little bit and see if we can get that to be a little thicker. Oh yeah. And the length is crazy long when it's on a second coat. Ooh, I'll be honest, when I was kind of looking at this table of stuff and going, there's going to be something that I'm going to get rid of, I thought it was going to be this mascara because I just never think to pick this up when I'm doing my makeup. But the length, I wish I could show you. I mean, you can kind of see it from the side there. The length is insane. Okay. Well, let's move on to the face. Before I go to blush, I want to use this iconic London bronzer. What brush do I want to use with this? I think I'm going to go ahead and use this BK Beauty 104 brush. I don't think it's necessarily intended for bronzer, but again, this color is pretty light looking, but I seem to remember liking it, and that's why I keep rescuing it. All right, it's definitely a warmer bronzer, but I think it does a nice job of warming the face up, and it's not too orange or anything like that. Is my mascara flaking? Nope, it was just a little fallout from the eyeshadow, but I think this does a really nice job of warming the face up and also kind of gives a contour depending on how you apply it. So, okay, let's do the other side. I like to focus most of my bronzer kind of up there and then blend it out towards the bottom, but I like to keep it pretty high. Okay, so even that bronzer, I'm still liking it, but it does look like, now it's, why does it look a little unblended there when I'm staring at it directly in the mirror and it doesn't look unblended? That's interesting. All right, let's go shopping for blush and lipstick at this point. I can't stop staring at these eyes though. All right, for blush, which I believe is in these two drawers, I know that I want to keep it, I think I want to do a powder blush because I feel like I always go immediately towards the cream blushes, and I think I want to really be using my powder blushes more. And I feel like I just talked about using the melt ones more, but I just don't think that they would go with this look. So you know what? I used the Digital Dust Duo last time. Oh, what about this guy? Okay, so this is the Essence Blush Lighter. I only have it in this one shade, and this is the shade. You can see that over on this side, it's a little more shimmery, and you can kind of blend the two together. So we're gonna go ahead and use this, and I think that I won't even need a highlight with this. And as for lipstick, I do know that I want to stay nude with this because of the look. So what should we use? I don't want to go too dark. Like, what should I use? You know what? This one keeps surviving declutters. This is What's Your Sign by Colourpop, and it's pretty old. But I do know it's a brown base nude. I don't know if I want to do a gloss with this, but if we do, let's use this one. So this is by Dose of Colors, and the color is Brio, and like, I just really haven't used this. I used to love it though. All right, let's start with this Essence Blush Lighter. Forgive me, my brush is a little stained, but I'm gonna go ahead and combine the two, but it's very pigmented, so I'm tapping quite a bit off because I can't remember how pigmented it is. Let's see. Oh, you see that glow? Oh my gosh, I'm like falling in love with it like I did the first time again. Look at how glowy that is. Ooh, it's like a nice bronzed cheek. I made fun of myself recently, the fact that I still feel like I need to smile whenever I apply blush, and I still do it though. Whew, I went a little heavy on the blush, so I'm just gonna kind of pounce that out with my sponge because that's a little intense for me with the bronzer. You guys, I'll be honest, I'm not sure where my camera stopped filming. I hope there's not a huge gap. But with this lip color, I think that I still really like it because when I wear it with neutral looks, look, it looks beautiful. I think what's throwing me off is that the eyes are so smoky that it needs like a little something. So instead of this lip gloss, I'm gonna dip into one that's a little more golden brown. So this is Queen by Ofra. I think this will kind of deepen it up a tiny bit. Yeah, that gives it just like a little something. So, okay. So here is the final look. Let's go into everything that I used, starting with the NYX Marshmallow Primer. So this wound up settling down really nicely, but my skin still feels super hydrated, and I think the foundation went on beautifully over it. And again, I was using a foundation stick, so I was a little surprised that it went on so nicely over it. So this is going to be a keep. I actually am really enjoying the way that felt. The Merit foundation stick. This is why I'm doing this series, because I don't remember the last time that I've used this foundation stick. I really don't. It's not one that I gravitate towards. It's not the automatic thing that I reach towards, despite how easy it is to apply. But the finish it gave my skin is so beautifully skin-like and radiant and creamy, and it just feels so good that, I mean, when I say this is a keep, this is something that I am going to likely start using on the regular. I am so impressed with it, and I forgot how much I love it. The concealer and powder were both older and both things that I use regularly, so those are staying. The Smoke Sessions palette I'm going to be getting rid of. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, because oh my god. This look, I am kind of swooning over it right now. I'm not going to lie. I love it so damn much. I love this color story. I love the quality of these shadows. This is a brilliant palette, and I'm definitely going to be pulling this out more, except that color though, what is it? Black Widow. Black Widow right here. I could see myself not just panning that shadow, but using it up completely. I am taking this on vacation with me. This is going to come into my coffin with me when I go, because oh my god, I feel so badass in this smoky eye, and the Merit mascara is doing the damn thing. Like, my lashes are even still curled, and my lashes lose curl instantly. This made my lashes super long. This is not volumizing, I will say that. This is lengthening like it says. But my lashes are super long, and they are still really, really curled. I wish you could see it. Like, look, can you see? See how long my lashes are? I'm pretty damn happy with this. Yeah, this is good. And the Iconic London bronzer, I'm so torn about this, because I really do think that I still like this. I think I have other ones that I like better, but I'm not ready to let this go yet. I'm really not ready to let this go, because I do think that this does a nice job of warming up the face. And I think this will be even better in the cooler months when I don't have kind of a natural bronze to my skin at all. Like, I'm not tan by any means, but this is tan for me. So I think that when I am more pale as an egg, I think it'll be perfect. Same thing with this Essence Blush Lighter. I think also this is something I should use on days when I don't bronze, maybe when I just contour, because the two together did pull a bit orange, but I still love it. I love this formula, and again, I don't know why more people don't talk about it. It's so inexpensive because it's Essence, so you can get it at the drugstore. The Queen Black Liner, I forgot to talk about that. That's sitting beautifully in my waterline. Beautifully in the waterline. What else do we have here? The lipstick. I love the way this lip came out. I love this lip. And again, this is What's Your Sign. Again, it is discontinued, but I love it. Am I keeping it all? I'm keeping it all. I'm keeping it all. And it's funny, because at first I was a little disappointed, because I feel like I should get rid of one item if I'm going to do this, but this also sort of reinforces that I'm doing the correct thing in my eyes in my declutters. I'm keeping the stuff that sparks joy. I'm keeping the good quality items. And at the time that I'm doing the declutters, I might not even remember why I loved it. Like, this has survived several declutters, even though I haven't been using it much. But I kept saying, no, I want to keep that around a little bit longer. And then I use it, and I love it. I love the way my skin looks today. This is kind of like my dream skin, and I am so happy with it. And again, the eyeshadow. I'm just so happy with all of this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I love going through my collection. I love shopping my stash. And while I love buying and testing new makeup, I truly do, there's something really satisfying about loving what's already in your collection and it making you feel really good, really badass, really just beautiful. So I'm really happy with this look today, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. So if you did, I would love if you give it a thumbs up. That always helps out my channel. And I just can't thank you guys enough for all the support you've been showing lately. Like, I'm so close to one of my kind of all-time subscriber goals. There's a lot of new people here recently. Hi, thank you so much for being a part of this family. I'm over the moon. So you all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always, and forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.